So today we're going to dive into a truly chilling story. It comes from Marina in Madhya Pradesh, and it all started back in 1991. The thing is, as you're about to find out, it never really ended. And this isn't some campfire story. It's the real, terrifying experience of one family. You know, every story like this has a beginning. But this one, it didn't start in a spooky old house or a graveyard. No, it started somewhere much more normal, and honestly, that makes it even creepier. A simple sugarcane field, baking under the Indian sun. And right there, that's the most terrifying part of this whole account. This wasn't some quick scare, some passing encounter. Whatever started in that field decided to stick around. It grew, and it consumed everything it touched. Okay, let's really set the scene. I want you to picture a blistering hot afternoon. The air is completely still. Two sisters, Shanti and Pushpa, are out guarding their family's sugarcane field. The stalks are so tall and packed together, it's like standing inside a massive green maze. All of a sudden, they hear it. That very specific sound of someone breaking sugarcane stalks from deep inside the field. So they go running towards the noise, right? They're thinking it's a thief, maybe an animal, but they find nothing. Absolutely no one. No animal, not a single footprint in the dirt. Just a bunch of freshly snapped stalks. So as they're standing there, totally confused, Shanti catches something out of the corner of her eye. Just a flicker, a dark, black shape moving super fast between the rows of sugarcane, a little rustle, and then it's gone. Vanished. That weird moment in the field? Yeah, that was just the warm-up act. The sisters headed home, but Shanti didn't come back alone. Something followed her, an unseen guest that decided to move in to the one place she was supposed to feel safe. At first, it was subtle stuff, the kind of thing you try to dismiss. Shanti kept feeling like someone was just standing in the doorway, watching her. Then at night, she'd hear these faint whispers from the corners of her room. Sometimes, she'd feel a cold breath on the back of her neck, or even the feeling of fingers just gently brushing her hair when she was totally alone. It was psychological torture, and in the beginning, she was the only one experiencing it. And then came the night it finally showed itself. Shanti let out this blood-curdling scream that woke up the entire house. When her parents ran in, she was pointing at her doorway, absolutely terrified. Through her tears, she managed to say, there was someone there, a tall, black shadow, with red eyes, just staring at me. Of course, her family just thought it was a nightmare. They were very, very wrong. While what the family wanted to explain away as bad dreams or an overactive imagination, it soon became impossible to ignore. The presence started to manifest physically, showing off its power in these totally bizarre and undeniable ways. I mean, just look at how quickly things went off the rails. On day 1, something that looks like a piece of gold falls from her hair, but vanishes if you try to touch it. Weird, right? By day 5, it's not gold, it's thick black insects falling from her hair and disappearing. By day 10, it's ash, coins, pebbles, and then, by day 15, it's not just objects anymore. The entity is controlling her. She's laughing at empty walls in a voice that is not her own. The power was growing, and it was getting more and more confident. Desperate, the family called a local tantric, an exorcist. He starts his rituals, his chanting, and Shanti just stares at him and starts to laugh in that same deep, inhuman voice. A second later, a clay pot in the courtyard just explodes, shatters into pieces. And that was it. The tantric stopped what he was doing, packed up his things, and just fled. He told them, this is too powerful for me. And if they needed any more proof of how malevolent this thing was, they got it. The very next day, they heard the news. The tantric who had run from their house was dead. Suddenly, unexplained. The message couldn't have been clearer. Anyone who tries to help will pay the ultimate price. After so many dead ends, the family found what they thought was their last hope. A man named Kalu, someone known for his expertise in these matters, agreed to see them. And he was the first person who seemed to actually understand what they were up against. Kalu's diagnosis was instant, and it was terrifying. He said this wasn't some simple ghost. He identified it as a Jinn. And in folklore, Jinns aren't human spirits. They're powerful, ancient beings made of smokeless fire. Kalu believed this one came from an old cemetery near those sugarcane fields and had, for whatever reason, latched onto Shanti that day. During one of Kalu's prayers, the entity finally made itself known. It spoke clearly through Shanti. Her body went completely rigid, her eyes went black, and this deep, flat, inhuman voice filled the room and stated its claim. This girl is now my slave. It was a chilling, absolute declaration of ownership. And for a little while, it actually seemed like Kalu's rituals were helping. He couldn't get rid of the Jinn, but he could suppress it. Shanti started to return to some kind of normalcy. Things got so much better that she was even able to get married, and her family allowed themselves to hope that maybe, just maybe, the nightmare was over. But the Jinn was just being patient. The morning after Shanti's wedding, the family got the news. Kalu was found dead in his home. The official cause was a heart attack, but they knew the real reason. The Jinn had waited, and it had claimed its second victim, leaving the family completely defenseless. With Kalu out of the picture, the Jinn was free to unleash its revenge. You see, it hadn't left. It had allowed the marriage to happen, but only so it could spread its misery to a whole new family. Its possessiveness had now twisted into pure vengeance. And the curse was just relentless. The presence returned in Shanti's new marital home. Her husband was hit with this mysterious illness that just left him perpetually weak. Sickness became a constant shadow over the entire household. Her father-in-law, a perfectly healthy man, was suddenly diagnosed with aggressive cancer and was dead within 6 months. Even Shanti's own children are plagued by constant, unexplainable sicknesses. And Shanti, well, she's trapped. To this day, she refuses to talk about any of it. If anyone even tries to bring it up, her entire personality shifts in an instant. There's this flash of cold rage in her eyes, her whole demeanor changes, and the conversation is violently shut down. It's almost as if the Jinn itself is silencing her. And that brings us to the haunting reality of today. For over 30 years, Shanti and her entire family have been living under this dark cloud. Her story is just this terrifying look at how an entity can not only claim one person, but systematically destroy the lives of everyone around them. It really just leaves us with this one deeply unsettling question. How do you fight something that is proven time and again that it can outlast and overpower any help you find? Something that simply refuses to leave.